Hi there, David Thompson here from Facebook Spaces, which if you don't know, well, obviously is a virtual reality world. It's an application which came with my Oculus headset, which in real life I'm wearing in my office just now, just outside Hamburg in Germany. And basically it's an application which allows you to be in a space like this. This is actually a 360 photograph from the Regis hotel chain. So it's just a spherical photograph here. It allows me to have an avatar, which kind of looks like me a little bit. As you can see, my mouth moves when I speak, and my eyes, as you'll see later, they kind of follow things around that are in my field of vision. So it's kind of an interesting application. I'm going to use it today to explain to you a little bit about augmented and virtual reality technology, where it is today, really as an experiment, and we'll see how you like these videos and if I should do some more explanation videos using virtual reality like this. So I have some tools here which you may be able to see there. I'm going to pick a black pen. So virtual reality today, well, let's maybe go back a little bit in the past. Virtual reality not that long ago was about looking at 3D models in essentially in as close to real scale as possible. And the way that we could do that in the past was basically by making a very large kind of parabolic screen like this, onto which we would project, maybe with 3 projectors, an image that would cover the whole thing like this. So 3 projectors projecting our 3D model, so some pipes like this, equipment, pumps, the usual kind of things, steel girders, structure, all this kind of stuff onto the screen. And then we would put human beings in front of this screen like this. And because the screen was so big, they would effectively feel like they're inside this. So we're going to move the camera around here. So that's your panoramic virtual reality cave, which we actually had in the Cambridge office back in 1997. It was called the Silicon Graphics Reality Center. Now that kind of setup obviously cost quite a lot of money. 3 large barcode projectors, very large screen, and a big Silicon Graphics computer. So I'm going to move this a little bit out of the way, take my audience. So that's virtual reality in the past. The goal of that was obviously to make the spectator feel like they were immersed in the graphics, and that's what we did with parabolic screens, or what you sometimes refer to as igloos, which is a complete half hemisphere covering a group of people, or a cave, which might be 3 flat walls with projection techniques to make it look like it's all mapping together. These days, virtual reality, we could say it's the second generation, and it's the gamer generation of commercial virtual reality headsets. Nowadays, what we have is essentially a box like this. Maybe it has a little bit of form like this, and inside the box, I'll use another color. We have perhaps 2 screens like this, and I'll use a lighter color, and then we have a couple of lenses like this, which are usually Fresnel, I think, lenses. And yeah, important is today that these things are typically connected by a cable to something. So right here you can see, well, maybe I have to connect together like this. All right, so this is a little model of a virtual reality headset. So a box with a bunch of sensors inside it, so it can sense how it's moving around like this. Usually they're for rotation, yaw, these kind of around these axes. The grey bits here are two small computer screens, and this has come from mobile phone technology. And then two lenses there. Because the screens are so close to the eyes, we need the lenses to reproject that as if it's about 3 meters away, otherwise we wouldn't be able to focus on it. And of course I can simply wear this on my head. This is what the VR user looks like. They have the headset, completely obscures their vision, but because the headset has got sensors to detect how it's moving around, the image which is displayed on the two images will update according to the orientation of the user's head. So that's basically how a simple VR headset works, like Gear VR or even a Google Cardboard, which is where you put your phone in, which provides the two displays. The lenses are built into the Google Cardboard. These days we have more advanced headsets which don't just detect rotation around the 3 axes, they can also detect forwards and backwards movement, side to side movement, up and down. And to do that we need separate sensors. So these sensors today for Oculus basically look like a little camera like this on a stick, a nice sort of round base. And these sensors are kind of spraying out infrared or some kind of mix of laser, and they basically detect where the headset is. So as you move around, these sensors are shining on the headset from a distance usually, and they're able to tell where the headset is. So that's how virtual reality works in the case of Oculus, or in the case of the HTC Vive. We actually have a nice little box like this, and inside the box we have something which is spraying out actually kind of laser infrared. So HTC Vive, slightly different system, 2 boxes, so I think I can duplicate this. 2 boxes in the room that shine down on the user. These can be quite far apart, 9 meters, we've tested it, and they track where the user's head is in VR. And then we have the latest generation of devices, which I need this for. I'll take my pen again, go for dark grey. So the latest generation of headsets, they actually have a couple of simple cameras built into them, and those cameras are using a SLAM algorithm, and they detect essentially through simple form of computer vision all of the objects around. So they have about a 5 meter range, something approximately like that. They'll see your sofa, they'll see tables and things like that, and then through software, pure software, they're able to figure out essentially a 3D model of the room, and from reverse engineering the 3D version of the room and they can work out the relative location of the headset, and therefore work out those last 3 degrees of freedom that the accelerometers don't catch. So that's how VR works today, and then I'll keep this video short and I'll come back and explain to you how augmented reality works and some of the issues that we have with that in the future.